Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, you're welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you're an old or returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back again. I do appreciate your love. I appreciate your support and I do not take it for granted. So you guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can migrate to Sweden without a job offer. So essentially, we are going to be talking about something like a job seeker visa in Sweden. So if this is the kind of video you're interested in, then please keep on watching. All right, so I am just on the migration website. Like, I'm on the website where I got my information, and I'm just going to highlight it as I have been doing in a couple of my videos lately. So you see this migrationsvacate.se. That is what you want to type in, and that's where you're going to get all the information you need. Okay, so let's get into today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about residence permit for highly qualified persons to look for work or start a business in Sweden. Okay, so if you have completed studies corresponding to an advanced level degree, you can obtain a residence permit to come to Sweden and look for work or explore the possibilities for starting your own business. Essentially, this is just like a visa that enables you go to Sweden, look for a job even without a job offer, go into Sweden, and also, give you the opportunity of starting a business of your own if that is what you want to do, right? So if you're an entrepreneur and you're interested in starting a business but you want to do it in Sweden, this is the opportunity for you. Okay, so we're going to be talking about this in a couple of categories: the requirements, the time frame, what is required of you, and yeah, that's basically what we are going to be looking at. So the permit may be granted for a minimum of 3 months and for no more than 9 months. So it's between 3 to 9 months. During this period that you have this residence permit, your family cannot move to Sweden to live with you. So you cannot move with your family in this case if you have like a job seeker visa for Sweden. Okay, now what are some of the requirements that you are going to need? If you have a residence permit for studies in higher education in Sweden, have completed your studies and want to seek employment or explore the possibilities of starting your own business, then you would apply for another type of residence permit. Okay, so if you go to that website that I have talked about, after your studies in Sweden, maybe you're a student but you don't want to go back to your home country, you want to look for a job or you want to start a business, then there's a particular kind of residence permit that you're going to have to apply for. I'm not going to touch on that in this video. Now let us talk about the requirements for this residence permit that would let you seek employment or explore possibilities of starting a business in Sweden. Number one is that you must have completed studies corresponding to an advanced level degree. So in this case, I think they're talking about the master's program and the PhD program. You must also plan to seek employment or explore the possibilities for starting your own business. So they can't give you this visa or this residence permit rather, because residence permits and visas in European countries, okay, they are very different. So you cannot be given this residence permit if you are not seeking for employment or you are not looking to start your own business. Number three is that you must be able to support yourself during the period for which you're applying for a permit and have money to cover the cost of your journey home. Another one is that you must have comprehensive health insurance valid for care in Sweden. So you cannot just enter into the country without having your health aspect covered. So you need a comprehensive health insurance so that the period of 3 to 9 months that you're going to be in Sweden, your health is catered to. Peradventure you fall sick or something, which is not what we are praying for. Another thing is that you must have a valid passport for the entire period you intend to be in Sweden. I would personally advise that you have at least 1 year on that your passport, possibly 2 years to be honest, or more. So if your passport is about to expire, you should extend it because you cannot get a permit for longer than your passport is valid, and you must be outside of Sweden for you to apply for this residence permit to seek employment or explore the possibility of starting your own business. Now, Let us talk about what counts as regards advanced level degree. So for a degree to count as advanced level, it must correspond to a 60 credit master's degree, a 120 credit master's degree, a professional degree worth 60 to 330 credits, or a postgraduate slash PhD level degree, which is what I talked about just a couple of minutes ago. So in your application, you must enclose a letter of consent that gives the Swedish Council for Higher Education, that's the UHR, the right to contact higher education institutions in your home country to verify your documents. So for them, when you're giving them this information, you have to, you know, give a letter of consent for the Swedish Council for Higher Education to verify these your documents that, oh, you studied in so university and you have a master's degree or a PhD degree and things like that. So yes, that's it. So in order for you to make your application for these residence permits for you to seek a job or employment or start your own business, possibly, you need digital copies of the pages in your passport that show personal data, photo, signature, passport number, issuing country, period of validity, entry stamps, and if you have permission to live in countries other than your country of origin. Okay, so if you want to know what the copies will look like or must look like, then you have to click on that link when you must have visited that website I talked about. Another thing you need is the digital copies of examination certificates, digital copies of official transcript of academic record that shows the courses included in your education, digital copies of bank statements or other documents showing that you have sufficient funds to support yourself during the period for which you are applying for a residence permit. Okay, and this will also include, remember, you should cover the cost of your going back home. All right, so another thing you need is digital copies of documents showing that you have comprehensive health insurance that is valid for care in Sweden. This health insurance thing is not something that is really ambiguous. Just you can find out, the health insurance that you can use while you're in Sweden. And it's not something that is, it's not so expensive. From my research, it's not expensive, but you better be sure that it is the one that is valid for care in Sweden. Okay. And then the next thing you need is the digital copy of a signed letter of consent that gives the Swedish Council for Higher Education the right to contact higher education institutions in your home country to verify your educational documents. So there is a letter of consent that you must have to download. And if you click on this link here, then you will be able to download it. Okay. Remember, I showed you earlier the link you would use if you want to get all the details for this particular information I'm passing across. So of course, you know that you might have to translate your documents, into Swedish or English language just so that it's easy for everyone to understand. Then before you make your application, make sure that the information on the documents you attach is clearly visible. Important information such as your name must appear in the documents. The documents should also be translated into Swedish or English by an authorized public translator. So you shouldn't be translating it just anyhow. It has to be by an authorized public translator. Okay, and then the documents should be as recently issued as possible. For example, your proof of insurance, that's the health care that you might have to receive in Sweden, bank statements, or any translations at all. It should be as recent as possible. Okay. And then if you want to apply for that, then you just click on the link. I might leave the link in description box below. I might just do that. I'm not sure. So you must have valid passport. We've talked about all that. And then have this, they're just talking about what you need to do in order for you to get your health insurance that is valid for care in Sweden and all that. Once they've received your application, once you've submitted the application for the residence permit, the Swedish Migration Agency takes a decision about the case, and then your permit may be granted for a minimum of 3 and for no more than 9 months. So remember, it's between 3 to 9 months. And I hope and pray that as you go to seek for employment, start your business, you're able to hit the ground running in a couple of weeks, okay, when you get there. So after your decision has been made concerning that your residence permit, so if you get a permit that is more than 3 months, then you will receive a residence permit card. Okay, this card is proof that you have permission to stay in Sweden, and it will contain your fingerprints, a photo of you, amongst other information. So if you need an entry visa to travel to Sweden, you should visit the Swedish embassy or consulate general in your country of residence to be photographed and provide your fingerprints as soon as possible. Remember, this is after the decision has been made. These things, these steps that you're going to take, whether the entry visa to travel to Sweden and all of the residence permit card, if this is going to be done if you're granted more than 3 months. Yeah, so if you do not need an entry visa, you should make an appointment to provide fingerprints and be photographed after arriving in Sweden. So you see, it's kind of different. If you have an entry visa to travel to Sweden, visit the one in your country. If you do not have an entry visa, when you arrive at Sweden, then you can do over. So please note that you need to apply for and receive your permit before you travel to Sweden. Okay, so if you have been granted a residence permit to seek employment or investigate the conditions for starting a business, you are not allowed to work while you are in Sweden. So this is strictly for those that are looking for a job. So while on this residence permit, you're not to work, you're not to do anything like that, but do what carried you or took you to Sweden. Okay, so if you get a job in Sweden or you start your own business, which is the good news that everybody's waiting for, okay, when you get a job during the permit period, you can now apply for work permit from within the country. Okay, so you are not allowed to start working before you have applied for the new permit. So you must have applied for it before you start your job. Once you have applied for a work permit, you'll be able to work while the Swedish migration agency processes your new application, and you are only allowed to work for the employer and in the profession for which you have applied for a permit. Okay, and if you decide to start a business in Sweden, when you've examined everything, you've checked, and you feel like, okay, your business is going to do very well, it will be viable in Sweden, you can now apply for a residence permit as a self-employed person in Sweden and run your business while the Swedish migration agency processes your application. So yeah, this is it, and this is what I just wanted to share with you guys today. I hope this video, you found it really helpful for those that have been contemplating going to Sweden, looking for a job. You don't have a job offer, but you really want to go to Sweden. This is an opportunity for you, and I wish you all the best. Please do well to click on the like button, share this video with every single person that you know. You guys, clicking on the like button really helps. Okay, it makes YouTube to recommend these videos to people like you that will need it. Okay, so click on that like button, share. Leave your comments, leave your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond to every one of them. And also subscribe if you've not subscribed to this channel. You guys, a lot of you that watch these videos, you just look and pass. Subscribe to the channel, okay? It really helps the algorithm. Until I come your way again next time, you guys, from me to you is bye.